Hey, what's up, guys and girls? Brandon here, Team LIK, OFFROADRC. Got my Wraith bottom chassis here. Anyways, taking a look at it. Just in case anybody was trying to look, trying to put together kind of the same setup, something near this. Anyways, you guys could take a look at it and see it. First off, we have the Vanquish Wraith Hubs, obviously. The steering knuckles. You got the Wraith Hubs, and these are the Vanquish. They're all Vanquish, if you're asking. Vanquish upper mounts there. You see that? You have obviously the Vanquish axles, Vanquish hard, pan hard, Vanquish steering kit. You have the Vanquish VVDs inside there. You see those? VVDs. And then you also have the Poison Spider diff covers from RC 4-wheel drive, and these are made by DMG. They're a skid, a diff cover skid, which are really cool. They bolt up right to the bottom there, and then they have another bolt coming through here. You bolt into the back right chair. So, anyways, that's the front of it. You come on down, and then it kind of turns into Vanquish. It's a whole kit: Vanquish titanium links, upper and lower, MIP drive shafts. You also have the Vanquish lockers and the bearing caps inside. Come on down this way. You run into the housing, trans housing, and it's actually hot racing. I don't know why I haven't upgraded to VP, but I think I got this in a crazy good deal or something like that, and I ended up throwing it on here. I think this is a hot racing aluminum 87 tooth spur. I have the Holmes Hobby 13T. I think it's a crawl master over here. Obviously, Dean's on everything. I got a BLS 452 controlling the dig. This is a VP Hertz dig, by the way. But that's probably the only thing that I haven't really upgraded that far is the horn on the dig, and I'd like to have a nice high tech sitting in here, maybe like a 5955 or something of that nature. Nice standard side servo. Excuse me, I got kind of a cold. And then you have the Wraith titanium upper links back here, as well as the lower links, and then it might be drive shaft, of course. Back into the axle, the Vanquish rear axle there. You got your lower link and shock mounts there, and then obviously the upper holder once more there. VP lockouts. This was kind of messed up, kind of stripped out. That's the only bolt that I had that would get into it. When I got these, I bought these used. There was nothing wrong with them. They were awesome, except the guy had stripped out the axles themselves, so that was a little bit disappointing. But I put a bigger thread screw in there. I could have just retapped it, but I didn't. Anyways, I got some tape on there to hold those in there. Usually that's what I'm doing when I'm running the trucks hardcore and I'm really running them on the trails and race them and whatnot. I know they're going to take a beating. What I do is I usually throw electric tape just over the lockout and the chub screws front and rear. They tend to come loose even if you thread lock them in there. Even if the thread locked, I usually still throw a small piece of electric tape over the top of them. Kind of keeps them in place and keeps them from slipping out and stuff like that. It's just one of the precautions I take. Anyways, back here also the DMG rear slide. You see that back there? Very, very cool. And the Poison Spider diff cover from RC 4-wheel drive. And then I have the regular stock skid on it. So nothing fancy there. It will be getting the V3 sliders wherever they just went. Here they are. These are from Bgr. Pretty sure I have a video out there looking at these a little closer. And then on top of that, let's go to the next thing up for business. It would be the actual Wraith itself. So, let's see what we got going on here. Sorry, let me zoom back out here. Okay. This is my Wraith, and lots of little things on it, lots of little toys. Got BJ pin, UFC fighter. He's a 7-inch figure, fits perfectly in there. His hands actually fit right around the bar, clips right in. Cha! Okay. And he's all articulated. You can move him any way you want, hips to, back to, everything. He fits perfectly in the Wraith. You see his head doesn't pop out, sits right below the bar. He does have some rubbing in there because he kind of slides in and out every once in a while. I got a zip tie around his waist. But he wears perfectly. So if you're looking for a good rider, the UFC fighter, any UFC fighter they have, the figures are pretty cool. Plus, you can like paint. I've seen people paint shirts on him and all kind of coolness. He's cool sitting there right now, like he is. These are Vanquish JK mounts for the rigid light bars that they sell. This is the 5-inch rigid light bar that sits perfectly on the Wraith. If you're going to go to the JK, you need a 6-inch. A 5-inch fit perfectly though on the Wraith. And then I have another 2-inch rigid light bar on top there. I have it kind of custom mounted there. And then I just got some custom wrap on my bumper. Did some little artwork here. I got to go over and retrace those a little bit. If you're looking closer, this is a Top CAD bar, a light bar that I had on a long time ago, and the lights broke off. So I just simply unscrewed it, flipped it upside down, and now this is what hits instead of my rigid light bar if it's flipping or anything like that. So that's kind of cool. Protects my rigid light bar. This is a Bgr rear mount cage. Very, very cool. It actually has the rear towers included with it and the rear battery mount included with it, which is really, really cool. I liked it a lot when I first seen it. Also, I have a panel back here. If I want, I can drill a hole, which I probably am, and mount a tire back there. Haven't decided on that just yet. These are Bgr Front Mounts, and let's get into my mess in here. These are my wires. Everything in the whole truck, the electronics and everything, are back here. Now I have 2 light pods, Axial light pods, because I like to run those, my front and rear lights through the receiver, and they require 2 of these to do that, because I'm running 4 lights in the rear, 4 lights in the front. Everything else is all in here. Everything's integrated for the lights. I have for the rigid lights, I have them coming straight from the battery, and for my front and rear lights, 1, 2, 3, 4, they're all coming from the receiver, which is kind of cool. My shocks are actually in Tegi Shocks, or Savage Shocks, for a flux. I just kind of got a good deal on these, and my buddy hooked me up with them. I'm not a big Tegi fan, but for shocks, these things will work fine. And they're aluminum and kind of hardcore. They also look pretty cool on the rear. The reservoirs all make it look, just kind of fill in the gaps and stuff like that, which is really, really cool. So I'm a big fan of those. This is just an extension wire. I like to run all my stuff. You can disconnect stuff on the fly, and I like that. This is an extension cable for the motor, so it actually comes down from the ESC and it plugs in here, and that way I can, I could take the motor out if I wanted. I could take the extension cable out if I wanted. I can unhook and take the ESC out if I wanted, and that's what I kind of do. Is I make everything Lego-ish. This is an extension wire coming off my auxiliary channel that plugs into my dig. So that way I can either plug the extension wire, I can unplug the dig. If I wanted to, you shouldn't hardwire stuff on these things because stuff breaks. If you're beating the piss out of these things like you should be, there's going to be things breaking every once in a while, and you're going to want to be able to change those things out. And if you got all this wire, look at my wiring in there. You can't really see it that angle. That's a 7950 or 54. What is that? 54 SH on the front there. That works really, really good. Waterproof. Everything in here is waterproof. But if you got all that, look at that mess in there. It's not as bad. For how much stuff's in there, it's completely packed. It's not bad, but at the same time, if you're putting all that stuff in there, you don't want to have to unhook, clip, redo, or resolder anything on the fly. You just want to be able to disconnect it, throw a new piece in, and continue on. Especially out the trails, you don't really carry all that stuff with you. It'd be easier just carrying an extra part and replacing it on the go. Anyways, I think that's about it for the Wraith. I got a lot of stuff on it. I actually got another cage that sits on top of it, like a little basket. I have no idea where that is. Maybe it's in here. Yeah, here it is. Little basket. I'm just going to kind of sit right on top of it, kind of like right there. That way it protects even more. But I'm not sure. It's kind of a scale versus rock racer versus, I don't know, you kind of have to get the feel for it on how it's going to look. It definitely wouldn't hit everything, and then you have a tire, an extra spare tire on the back. And then I also did the radiator, which I had another video you guys seen of the radiator on there. I just haven't mounted it yet, but that'll sit right back here in the back of the cab here. Like so, all custom painted and looking sexy. But it will sit right back here in the back. Okay, just like Joe. Cool. And then maybe put some oil or some water in there or something, make it look like some fluid. Give it like a fluid color, and that would be really cool. It look really scale, and just give it a little bit of a touch that a lot of other trucks didn't have out there. Yeah, you can imagine a tire, which I have the OMF tires, red and silver. Gonna go on there. I'm probably gonna change these out for the Pitbull 2s. These are slingers. I had these on my JK, but anyways, just want to show it off real quick, and this is going to be video 1 on my Wraith update. And hey, thanks for everybody watching. Leave a comment, subscribe. Thanks, guys. See ya.